look terrible. There were statements released last night. The WNBPA, the Players Union, they're crashing out. They're crashing out, and they look less and less professional by the moment. Fans are recognizing this. There are things that I just they cannot keep this from getting personal, and it's making them look worse and worse as this thing's going on.
What if everything you know about the WNBA right now is incomplete because beneath the smiles, press releases, tweets, and interviews, the league is slowly breaking itself apart? Caitlyn Clark is at the core of it all, whether they admit it or not. This story does not begin with a game. It begins with quiet. For weeks, WNBA free agents have been communicating discreetly, not on ESPN or Instagram, but through group chats, agent calls, and late-night conversations. And when 10 separate free agents begin to say the same thing independently, it is no longer noise. That is a warning. They all spoke the same thing in different ways. The league changed, and no one wants to explain why, because everyone understands why. Before Caitlyn Clark, arenas contained empty areas. Before Caitlyn Clark, there were very few national conversations. Prior to Caitlyn Clark, the league has been surviving rather than growing. Then she arrived. Ratings soared. Tickets vanished within minutes. Merchandise shattered records. Sponsors took a sudden interest. Instead of unity, what emerged was animosity.
Core, ugly fan base that we've all experienced after the Caitlyn Clark boom, they care about that kind of shit. But actual sports fans don't. Not only do they not care, they don't want to hear about it. So, let's keep going here. Players care deeply about their fans, take pride in honoring that loyalty every time they take the court. The league's tactics harm current and future players and marginalize.
And suddenly it is exploding. The Players Union believed this was their moment. A new period brings greater leverage, a larger audience, and increased bargaining power. The owners assumed that momentum could be controlled. The CBA deadline arrived, and then it passed. There was no agreement, no compromise, and no panic among the owners. That's when everything broke. The union issued a statement that stunned even veteran players. Emotional, defensive, and angry. Some players described it as desperate. Others deemed it embarrassing, and fans spotted something right away. Caitlyn Clark was barely mentioned in the message. Not highlighted, not protected, and not centered. The biggest draw in the sport is handled as an afterthought. That was not an accident.
Are we talking about seriousness right now? Are we talking about seriousness? You said get it together. It says take accountability, pay the players, and then have a 2026 WNBA season. Oh, man. Yo, I don't know what's going on, but this isn't it. Fam, this is the quickest I've ever seen a group of players ruin their image amongst the fans, fam. Nafisa Collier's
behind the scenes, younger players began discreetly speaking out about veterans' gatekeeping possibilities. Veterans responded by criticizing the league of utilizing new stars while refusing to invest in the foundation. And in the midst of this civil war, Caitlyn Clark did the most perilous thing imaginable. Nothing. No tweets, no interviews, no passionate statements. Just space because her camp recognized something the league did not want to face. If Caitlyn Clark talks, she assumes responsibility. If she stays quiet, the league will expose itself. Free agents began revealing something that surprised fans when it leaked.
These CBA videos, and a lot of people originally was like, oh yeah, the players ought to get paid, blah, blah, blah. Now you get in the comment section, it's like, no. I mean, people are like team owner at this point. I mean, they have made them, if it's amazing that WNBA players made themselves feel even more insufferable than prior. That's amazing to me. That's even possible. A lot of people, insane statement from the PA. There we go, right there.
The league relies more on her than she does on the league. This line alone explains a panic. Owners began to push back harder. Meetings went quickly. Negotiations were delayed. The union's power dwindled with each passing day. Whispers quickly circulated, shocking even insiders. What if she walks away? Not retiring or abandoning basketball, but rather disengaging from international opportunities, endorsements, expansion, media dominance, and global branding. One executive reportedly warned in private, "We can't survive a future where she's not emotionally invested." That concern is justified, since the numbers do not lie. A large number of new admirers were attracted by a single name, style, and presence. Fans are devoted to people, not logos. While the chaos unfolded, another story attempted to emerge. Paige Buickers will lead the league. The players themselves turned that off. They respect Paige. They admire her. However, even free agents stated privately, Paige is elite. Caitlyn is seismic. Excellence and disruption are not the same thing. And Caitlyn appended everything. That is why some players feel vulnerable. This is why some veterans feel endangered. This is why the union has fractured. Because when one player alters the economy, power structures collapse. This is a bit that no one on television wants to mention aloud.
Doors are to survive the flood of news that's going to come in once the CBA is finished. Man, I mean, we're going to have news left and right. Y'all probably going to be tired of us YouTubers, fam. When the news is getting dropped. Now, I did see something also talking about how the players are bracing for impact. They have these other gyms that they could get in and work out in because, with no CBA, they can't necessarily work out in these facilities that the WNBA owns. So, yeah, man, they are preparing for the worst, but, man, they need to get this done, man. Honestly, the last thing you guys want to do is add any more negative impact.
The league's survival plan gradually changed. Instead of focusing on Caitlyn Clark, they attempted to diminish her influence, spread attention, manage storylines, balance media, and maintain power centralized. But the crowd saw through it. Attendance follows her. She has a loyal audience. Conversation follows her. When she was excluded from critical labor messaging, fans did not blame her. They blamed the league. Free agents began to openly express concerns about their future. Not because of Caitlyn, but because without her gravity, contracts contract. Visibility diminishes. The window of opportunity closes. One agent reportedly informed a player, "If this goes wrong, there will be no money to fight for." This is how serious it is. This is no longer about jealousy. It is about survival.